All right, hello. So yesterday in class, we worked on finding the slope to our line of best fit when I gave you 2 points. So we just had to calculate the slope, and then we practiced more on describing what our slope represents. Am I increasing? Am I decreasing? And then making sure we included our x per our y. Today, we're working on the second part of creating equations for a line of best fit, which is identifying what the y-intercept is. So yesterday we calculated m. Today we're going to be calculating b. So which variable is the y-intercept? I just gave that one away. Again, that is our b variable. M, again, reminder again, was our slope, what we worked on yesterday. So our y-intercept is b. So here's our lovely table, same one we looked at yesterday. Now I have the line of best fit has a slope of negative 8.3 and goes through the point 6, 200. What is the y-intercept? So a couple key questions here is number one, what am I given? So go ahead and think about it. What am I given? I'm given this negative 8.3. And what was that negative 8.3 again? My slope. So we're given negative 8.3, which is my slope. And then what else am I given? The 6 and the 200. Okay. Now, what is the 6 and the 200? It's a point, but more specifically, what is my 6 and what is my 200? 6 is my x, 200 is my y. So we're given a slope, which is the same thing as m. Remember, in our equation, m is our slope. We're given an x and a y. And what am I being asked to find? Our y-intercept. What variable is y-intercept? What letter in our equation? B. Aha, okay. So I'm given an m value, an x, and a y, but we need to find what b is. So we can use our equation. I'm given all of these things here except for b. So we're going to use the equation of a line, plug in everything that we know, what we just said, the slope, the x and the y, and we're going to find b. So if you like some procedural steps, I typed up some steps to follow right here that could help. So we're going to write the equation of our line, y equals mx plus b, and we're going to plug in all of those givens that we identified. And we can use these set up to the equation of a line to help us identify what b is. So again, goal here is to identify my y-intercept, b. So we know y is 200, so we'll plug that in for y. M was our slope, which was negative 8.3. X, first before we plug in the x, what operation is happening right here between my m and my x right now? What's happening when two things are touching? If you don't know, if I said, what does that equal? What would you say? You'd probably say that equals 8. You knew in your head that that is multiplication when we see two things together and not an operation. So same thing happens in equations like this. I don't see an operation here. They're touching just like the 2 and 4, so it means we're being multiplied. So we're multiplying our x value, 6. And then again, b was the thing that we are trying to identify. So we'll leave that there. We don't know what it is. So we're going to keep b in its place, and we are eventually going to say b equals a number. So now we're going to simplify this and solve for b. So before we do anything to solve for b, we need to first multiply. Get rid of this multiplication so then we can move that whole number to the other side. So 200 is going to equal whatever 8.3 times 6 is, and it's negative 49.8. So we have negative 49.8 plus b. And then now we have negative 49.8 with my b. Again, I want b by itself, so we're going to move a negative 49.8. The inverse or the opposite of a negative 49.8, what's that? Is it subtract, add, multiply, or divide? Add. Opposite of a negative is a positive. So I'm going to do 200 plus that 49.8. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So 200 plus 49.8 was going to be 249.8. And voila, that is b. So my y-intercept, my b value is 249.8. And with that, we're able to write the equation of our line. So we need our slope, we need our b. Just like with exponential equations, I expect to see both a y and an x in equations, because remember, that represents that space that we plug something in, and then y represents the thing that we get out. So I need to see both x and y in an equation, so we're plugging in only m and b. So m, my slope, was negative 8.3. And then that y-intercept we just found is 249.8. And there is the equation to our line of best fit. It is complete. That is all. So all of these are very procedural. Same exact thing, different numbers every time. You crushed it yesterday when we did the fluency on solving equations. Okay? Slightly different, but it's that same type of fluency where we're just practicing something over and over again. Okay? So we did that with slope yesterday. Today we're doing it with this step. So you're writing y equals mx plus b, plugging in those three given values, and then solving for b. So I have the first one. I have some hints here. So we have our equation already written out. Check. So you're going to plug in your x, your y, and your m from the problem down here. You're going to solve for b. What's your y-intercept? Write your equation. And then again, again, again. And then this one is a little bit trickier. You're going to calculate the slope, then the y-intercept, then create the equation. All right. Good luck. If you have questions, send them my way.